Hello, hello, welcome everybody. This is Maniac Tim from Maniac Sports. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, let's go Lions. All right. Yeah, I hope what my topic on the show is don't give up on the Lions yet. So many people have given up on Detroit, thinking because of injuries and stuff like that. Granted, there's a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries, I mean, it's unreal how much season ending injuries we have. But look at this. You know, the Lions have gotten to a point where um, they never been before. You know what I mean? And sure we got beaten by Buffalo, and it was like, but we made a game of it at the end. We just couldn't come back, and in the way that it needed to, the way they needed to, and you know before the beginning of the season. All right, if you guys remember, a lot of your sportscasters and a lot of analysts and stuff like that were saying that Buffalo's window has been done. It's over. Because they have lost so many players and stuff than what they had had before. But their quarterback Josh Allen has played unbelievable this year. And so he did not. They Buffalo end up being a team to be contended with. And just remember they got slapped pretty good themselves. You know, against the Rams the week before. So to go ahead and lay down and just say that hey, the Lions are over, the Super Bowl hopes are over. Hey, don't give up, man. We don't know what we have out there. We don't know what we have until we played, you know. And I'll tell you what, these damn Green Bay Packer fans and all these other stuff that has been the Minnesota Viking fans uh, that have been putting us down. Screw you is what I got to say to that. Screw you. You know, we beat the Packers twice. We beat the Vikings once. You know, I mean, all the crying that the Packers done about how we beat them in Detroit, you know, it they ought to be embarrassed. And I'll tell you, that's probably one of the reasons because of all the crying that the damn Packers done, you know, against, about Detroit. Uh, was probably one of the reasons the refs kind of looked at us closer. And if you notice, the calls didn't really go our way that much. And I'm not blaming the loss on the refs. I'm not doing that uh, because the refs are the refs and they're who they are. You know, so I'm not blaming the loss on the refs, but I am saying that hey, don't give up because we lose one game to a very very uh, opponent that I mean it was they're a great component. They're opponent, and they are somebody who uh, knows how to play football. This is a team that you know has lost a few too. It's not over till it's over. You know, and I think that this slap in the face that the Lions got, it might have woke us up. It might bring out the determination that we ain't seen in a while. You know, I and of course I'm going to be going to Chicago game this Sunday. I cannot wait to see Chicago and Detroit play. Am I marking it up as a total easy win? No. Chicago has a way of playing Detroit hard. Chicago does. So, but you know what? I'll tell you, I think the Lions are going to be a lot more ready than what they were now or were the last game. And I think you're going to see a different team. And do I think Chicago's just going to roll over? Hell no. I have no way do I think that. But I do think that the Lions are going to play their damnedest to go ahead and bring out the Maniac and go ahead and show up. And I think you're going to see them play like they haven't played for in a while. And this is Gibbs. This is a Gibbs show now. This is a Sonic show now. You may have, there's nobody that's going to be able to replace Knuckles Montgomery. But you know what? This is going to give Gibbs the chance to shine and show what he can do. I mean, there'll be other, I'm sure there'll be another running back in there and stuff like that. But Gibbs is going to need to step it up and be explosive. And another thing, St. Brown was sick. Uh, he's probably he's not going to be he'll be a better St. Brown, I think, against this Chicago team than it was. I mean, even though he did show up, but that fumble that where it was knocked out of his head, that hurt us. That hurt the Lions badly. And but I think that the Lions are going to be able to just Dan Campbell is going to have them this team, and this team is going to look at what happened, and this team is going to take it to heart, and this team is going to take, the Lions have been known for this year, for the last couple of years, have not been known for playing dead. So don't think that that these are the same old Lions, because hell, the same old Lions were the one who had given up 3 games ago when the injuries started to pile up at first. This is a team. The Lions are a team that are a structured group, a community of players, and they're more of a family than what just players. And you know what? They're not the bitch slapping Lions that they used to have, or the bitch. They're not the NFL's bitch like they used to be. And I'll tell you what, if somebody don't like my language, well, too down bad. I try not to cuss too much on this show, but it's what I have been seeing, and yeah, I cannot blame the analysts for backing out on a lot of what the Lions have done and stuff like that. But I think the Lions are just going to go ahead and start riding high again. And hey, we got at the end of the year, all right, and this is when we're playing some of our toughest opponents. Now, you also look at what happened after the Lions lost to Tampa Bay. What happened there? The Lions went ahead and went on a 11-game winning streak, and and they were showing people, that they were a team to be contended with. Now you know what? It's awful hard to go the whole season and just lose 1, 2 games. It's hard. So and I'm not going to go ahead and cry about this. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and stand tall. And these Lions deserve to be saluted. You know, I mean, so many. Bring it on. Bring it on, Chicago. Bring it on, San Francisco. And bring it on, Minnesota Vikings. Those are our 3 last opponents. We are the defending NFC North champions. We also have the NFC. If the Lions win out, and which they can, if the Lions win out, there's nobody that's going to go ahead and take away the NFC North crown from us, and also the NFC number 1 seed. It's and you know what? We're more than likely we're going to be playing a tougher San Francisco than what Green Bay did, because people are getting hell. When Green Bay played San Francisco, they didn't even have Brock Purdy. They're a different team. But you know what? I think the Lions are going to go ahead and rise up against even San Francisco at San Francisco. I think the Lions are going to show people just who they really are. And as far as sports goes, you also got to look at what's going on in sports. That's not only do we have the NFL going on, we have we have the college football that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Tomorrow, well, actually, it's later on today, is when the college football playoffs come on. So that's something that we're going to see. And the first expanded college football playoffs and stuff like that. So things are going to get real. We have the NBA going on, of course, and the NHL going on, and we are at the prime of our season right now for the of course NFL. Now, if anybody's trying to message me on Facebook, unfortunately, I really can't see those messages right now. So, if somebody wants, and really, I just wish people on Facebook go ahead and go to my sign up, follow me on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. That's what I mean. I'm glad you guys come and watch me on Facebook, but YouTube, Maniac Sports, follow me there. So yeah. Hey, and also the free kick rule and was used by which Jim Harbaugh, went ahead and the fair catch free kick rule at the end of the half, and oh my God, I mean, that route I heard wasn't used for like 46 years or something like that. Was the last time it was used. So, and basically what that is, from what I heard, is that uh, if you get a fair catch and you can just decide to kick it, and they really got to stand 10 yards back and they can't rush you or try to block the field goal or whatever. So it lets you line it up at a lower, you can line up low. So they got to stand like 10 yards back and stuff like that. And basically allow you to kick the field goal uh, without it blocking it. So, that's something, this free kick rule. All right. Let the narrative Aaron Rodgers is. You know what? Um, Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Hey, Detroit fan, man. Hey, how's it going, man? How's it going? Shoot. How are you feeling about them Lions now? Yeah, I'll tell you, I am so ready to see the Lions knock Chicago on their ass. I am. I'm so ready for that. It's uh, you know, no offense to the Chicago fans and stuff like that, but hey, I'm a Lions fan, and I'm all out for the Lions. Yeah, sure, you're welcome. Come right in. Uh, trophy, trophy. Uh, Excuse the cough. But yeah, you're more than welcome. You can join. Join. I went in and posted links in there. So, all right, good. Welcome.
Cool.
Was it raining back there?
Not back here, but
Oh,
I'm not local.
oh, okay. Yep. So how's it going? Oh,
It's is it okay, let's say it out loud. I don't want to be an SOL fan. I don't want to feel like the season's ending. I don't want to feel any less excited about 11 a 11 game win streak
yep.
and best Lions season of my lifetime, and the season's not even over yet, and somehow it kind of feels like it's over. That's terrible. And it was so cool listening to Campbell on the ticket and anyone else talking,
Hmm.
especially Aaron Glenn. We've won 12 games. What are we talking about? The season's over. We're 12-2. It kind of shook me back to normal. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, yeah. So we got to beat Chicago, and then we got to beat San Fran, and then we somehow have to be Packers fans against the Vikings. Gross.
I
And
know.
we'll get a division flag and a number 1 seed, and who cares?
How's it going, Megan?
I am celebrating some phenomenal news for my work and thought I'd come and annoy you, lovely gentlemen.
Hey, Megan.
But yeah. So, just got some very exciting news for work.
Are you going to
And
tell us, or are you just going to leave us there?
well, I don't know. You would have heard me talk about a migraine drug called Emavig that we've been trying to get subsidized for 5 years. We've
Oh
been
my.
knocked back 3 times.
Oh my.
Well,
We just got word from the government that it has been approved. So instead of paying $1,800 every 3 weeks for my migraine medication,
Oh
I
my.
now pay $200, which is still a lot of money, but compared to $1,800, where I didn't often have it and would just deal with a migraine
Oh my God.
that can go for days, weeks, or months. Yeah, we are absolutely thrilled. We are saturating our socials and my private socials with the news. And yeah, so I know it's not football, so sorry for that, but I'm sharing it with as many people as I can because I'm just
congrats.
so
yeah,
That's
glad
awesome.
of that. Even though your Seahawks let me down last week.
They did.
The bloody Lions let me down. David Montgomery, the one freaking player I like.
I know.
He has to go. Well, no, him and Amon Ra, the sun god, has to go and kneecap himself. Although not season ending, I heard today.
Potentially.
That's up in there yet. Hopefully it's not,
Not season ending, note the air quotes, boys.
But also, isn't it if he comes back for the playoffs, technically season ending regardless?
Yeah.
Pedantically?
That's what I wanted to know.
Regular
season ending then. Because, if it's the postseason, it's not the season. That's like saying you do a season ending. I can't even speak, sorry. Let me try that again. Season-ending injury in the preseason. You haven't even played the season. How does this work? Yeah, that's a good question. I did wonder that. Oh, my camera's out still. Oh, sorry.
Your camera's on.
No, I've got some Seahawks memorabilia there that I want in frame, but I'm going to have to shove it on to the other side. There. Don't worry, sorry. Yes, I wondered that. So pre and postseason don't count. It's the regular season, so I would say the injury is season ending.
If you want to it's regular season ending, but if you look at the NFL season as a whole, it doesn't end until the
Super Bowl, which is February.
Because you're the season champion if you're the Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, but that's been pedantic because, okay, so if I blow a knee in the preseason, what's that? That's preseason ending injury. Well, but I can't play for the rest of the year.
Well, yeah, but it would be a season ending injury if you could not come back during the season.
Oh, correct. I see what you mean, Tim. So,
yeah, your season can end before it begins. No doubt about it.
Yes, that's what I...
But if it is season ending... and you do come back in the postseason, that's a different pedantic question.
Yeah,
I'm still on the fence.
It's wordplay. It's pedantic wordplay, but yeah. But, okay, I am a Seahawks fan. We all know this. Do you still see the Lions getting to the Super Bowl? I'm so sorry, boys. I can't speak. Super Bowl is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's such a hard question because I've never seen the Lions get to a Super Bowl. So, I've never enjoyed this type of success before.
No, I'm not saying you haven't been successful. You and the Vikings have had two of the best seasons of any football team ever, in my recent memory. But what I'm saying is, with all your injuries now, I think we counted on a string 20-odd injuries, and you're going to the backup of the backup of the backup's backup.
Well, they're just wearing their jerseys backwards so they know what their names are.
Right. Inside out, turned around 3 times, and then put back on the right way.
No, they just put the jersey on backwards and the names on the front. That's all. No problem.
Yeah, because they've got to remind themselves, hang on, who am I again? Oh, I'm Tim today. Okay.
Hi, my name is... Well, they know who they are, but they don't know who their teammates are.
But do you really think... I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying...
Yeah.
Does the fan base believe you can still make it?
If you listen to the radio interviews and the conversations, it's definitely clear that the fan base is reflecting a sense of fear. And the coaches are on the radio this morning talking about, hey, we're 12-2. The season's not over yet. Let's like calm down on this whatever negative speech in the fan base.
Yeah, I'm going. Actually, I'm listening, but I really need to change my shelf over. So I'm listening. So you'll hear me from over here while I'm rearranging. I'll put myself off camera. But yeah, so everyone for the Seahawks is saying that our season's over. Yeah, okay, we play the Vikings. It sucks. So yeah, I'm just curious from your fan perspective, yay or nay, can you make it? I still think you can.
Yes. The likelihood is definitely fallen.
That's what
Well,
I was about to
it's
say.
not going to be as easy, okay?
Right.
It's
Right,
but
right.
I don't know. This team has something special. I mean, it's okay. Like I was saying earlier, before the season, everybody was saying that the windows for the Bills was done. All right, but they're right in the hunt. Everybody thought that once Sam Darnold was the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings,
And then
that
their left
they
tackle
wasn't going to
died.
go anybody.
Well, as soon as their left tackle went out, Darisaw
Yeah.
went out like week 4. I thought the
Yeah.
Viking season died when his injury took place.
Right. But you know what? Nobody, you don't hear them giving up. You don't hear, I mean, I'll tell you what, their fans, I want to smack both their fans and the damn freaking Packer fans.
Oh, can you please?
That's just normal.
I know, but I mean, really, they really after that Green Bay, after when we went ahead and bitch slapped Green Bay.
Oh, can you please, Tim? Can you do me a favor on behalf of the 12s? Can you bitch slap them for coming into Lumen and drowning out the 12s, please and thank you. Just for me, bitch slap them on my behalf, please. Yes, I am with you. Packers fans need to not be at Lumen Field ever again. Amen.
No.
Well, you know, the Lions fans would do the same thing.
Oh, no. If I have to, Tim, if I have to pick the Lions fans or the Packers fans, I'm taking you boys and the Lions every damn day and twice on the weekend. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's going to be harder. But I do, and I mean, if you listen to, a lot of the other, like NFL Today, and NFL Network and all the other, they're all kind of giving up on the Lions. But you know what?
Giving
I
up.
don't think
It was like a funeral service.
Yeah, I know. But
it was like an in memoriam. Dan Campbell.
At least you get notice from the actually, Gino is cleared to play. Done two full practice sessions. He will play. I am not keen on him playing. I do not want him to play. But as somebody said, you want Sam Darnold in against the Vikes? Not Sam Darnold. Sorry, wrong Sam. I would love Sam Darnold to be on my team for the Vikings game. Do I mean Sam Howell? And what a damn disappointment he ended up being. I love him, but what the actual hell happened there?
So what do you guys think happens to Sam Darnold next year? Say Sam Darnold's available on a Jordan Love signed contract. He will be available.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, like a team like Seattle wants to give a huge contract out to Sam Darnold.
I would love it. I would love that as a 12 because of what Darnold's done. My concern is two things. One, who the hell are we having to move to make that happen? And if you say DK Metcalf, I am bitch slapping you. And two, would Sam Darnold honestly want to go to Seattle? Now, I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying, do you realistically think a player like him would go to Seattle? I don't know. I don't have an opinion.
What do you mean by a player like him?
Well, somebody who has had such success with the Vikings. What would induce him to come to Seattle. Our D-line is tenuous at best, and don't talk to me about our O-line because I'll start swearing a blue streak. Why would he want to play behind that? Now, if in the draft, if Darnold should go to free agency, humor me here when I say this, if he goes to free agency and Seattle picks him up, having everything in place, do I see it happen?
Yeah. Could they franchise tag him though, Minnesota?
Would they? They have
Would
three
they?
quarterbacks.
Would they not waste the tag?
What does they? First, that I think there are questions obviously first, and if you have J.J. McCarthy and Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and really any option that you like there, you can go big money, keep Sam Darnold. You could trade J.J. McCarthy. You could start Danny Dimes, which sounds stupid, but I really think you could start Danny Dimes early as you continue developing J.J. McCarthy in like a week 4 transition, something like week 6 transition, something like that, and let Sam Darnold walk away for $50 million a year somewhere else and just take the comp pick and, move over. That was the plan the whole time. I mean, Sam Darnold was a temporary speed bump in the injury to J.J. McCarthy. He wasn't ever the long-term plan in Minnesota. And I think
what happens? What happens if he does take him all the way to the Super Bowl and finally gets that win?
Well, then that changes everything. Yeah.
That changes everything. And he would have to win it, Tim. For me, for them franchising Darnold, they would have to win by probably 30, depending who they're playing. I don't see them franchise tagging him, even if they do go to the bowl, unless they win by 30 to 40 points. I just don't.
That's I can't go that far. If they win a Super Bowl, they're keeping their quarterback.
Hang on, hear me out. If they win the Super Bowl, they would be more inclined to consider it. But this is a good point. Would be great with the Colts. There's 10 teams he'd be good with. But what is it going to take Minnesota to franchise tag him? One, in my opinion, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm thinking of it is a Super Bowl win, a repeat Super Bowl win the following year, and maybe then you tag him.
Well,
I don't see one Super
Bowl. You don't have a choice then. You have to make a decision after this year, regardless.
Yeah, right. Because it was
right. Okay, but let me ask you this: do you honestly believe where he is now, and assuming Minnesota don't, for some bizarre reason, don't make the Super Bowl, what do you see happening? Do you see Minnesota tagging him for one more chance next year, or getting rid of him and he comes to, say, for example, Seattle?
Yeah. I think he leaves at the end of this season and goes to another team at a contract of his choice based on Minnesota not wanting to throw a giant contract at a temporary.
So what are your top 3 teams, in your opinions, gentlemen, that he would consider?
Well,
let me rephrase the question. If you were Sam Darnold, Minnesota says, thank you, Sam, but no thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Where are you? Your top 3 that you would like to consider going to, if you could go anywhere? I think that's possible.
Well, definitely not the Jets. He's already been there and done that.
Yeah.
So I could see him going to the 49ers.
Oh, if he goes to the Winers, every fan in Seattle will want to snap his neck.
That's the thing. To Seattle, if Seattle loses Geno at the end of this year, Seattle is high on that list of possible places. That's why I thought.
I'm not saying he wouldn't go to Seattle, but I'm saying realistically, what does Seattle have at the moment that he would find? Yes, that's where I want to go.
I think Minnesota's wide receiving core looks a little bit like Minnesota's wide receiving core in that there's a few decent names, Jigba, Metcalf. There's a few guys there that
are. Excuse me, sir. You said Minnesota. Najigba plays for Seattle.
Yeah, I was listening to yours. I was saying like Minnesota, and I named yours.
Oh, sorry, I misheard you. My mistake.
No worries. No, I get that. No, don't
take JSN away from me to give me Sam Darnold. Just don't.
Yeah, Browns and Raiders.
You'd have both.
Yeah.
No, that's
You
what
had
I'm saying.
Sam Darnold throwing to DK and JSN, and
Oh God, yes. Could you imagine, Tim, the 49ers fans screaming at how unfair that is if that happened?
that would be
Oh,
fantastic. I'd enjoy
Yeah.
it.
that'd be brilliant.
For new breeds, Colts, Browns, Raiders. It's the Browns one. I don't know, because I
The
think I like
Browns, I
Jameis.
don't see the Browns myself. Doesn't mean you wouldn't.
Right, but if I mean, there's no way I'd want to go to the Browns. But
You
famous
could-
Jameis,
Right.
I think is
The three teams you could not pay me any money in the world to go to if I was an NFL player: Jets, Browns, Bears. Not in that order.
okay.
Maybe throw the Raiders in there. You know, just for like, and definitely throw the 49ers for no chance in hell ever. $500 not going to happen. You can give me Juan Soto money to the Mets. Never going to happen. Just saying.
Okay,
Fair enough.
so if somebody offered you an ungodly amount of money to play for the 49ers, you wouldn't do it?
That changes the
Who?
game.
Me?
The money's ungodly.
Right.
But
I mean,
me,
Ungodly money.
Timothy,
That's what we're talking
Timothy, dearest, have we forgotten the Seahawks diva in the building? There's no. You could give me Juan Soto money, $750 million for every year for the rest of my natural life. No chance in hell I am ever playing wearing.
you what? Then I'm just gonna say you are crazy
Dolphins
as,
works.
as F.
Hey, the only Cardinal
I mean,
red. No.
I
Timothy.
would. You know how I feel about Green Bay.
Oh, would you go?
But you know what?
Would you go to Green Bay then?
If they gave me an ungodly amount of money,
He'd be wearing that cheese
hell
head
yeah.
the whole time.
I'd be doing it. I would be cussing myself out.
Oh wow!
Behind the
Really?
scenes, but I would I would do that because it would
Sell
be
out.
life. It
Sell
would be life changing.
Do
It
not
would be
tell me.
it would be life changing though. That
Yes, it
I mean,
would.
I would not need. I mean, I would not need to go to these freaking. I would not need. I would need to go to that where I work again.
$750 you'd sell out. Wow. Okay.
For ungodly amount of money.
Hey, the price has everything.
Yeah.
Everything has a price.
Everyone has their price. But I'm saying you could give me $750 million every year for the rest of my life. There's no way in hell I'll sell out the Seahawks by going to the 49ers. No chance. Now, I'm not saying Tim would, and that makes him less of a fan. Not at all.
No,
I'm not implying that, Tim. I'm just saying
I
myself.
would still be a Lion fan.
No, but
I would still be a Lion fan.
And
Okay.
I'm not implying, Tim, that you're a sellout and then you can't wear your Lions colours because you went to the Cheesehead. No, I'm saying for myself, yes, $750 million every year for the rest of my natural life would be a huge help. I will not deny that.
That'd be more than a huge help. $750 million.
But I'm saying for myself, I'm not selling out for the Niners. I actually had a Niners fan call me a sellout and say I was a Niners fan.
Okay, not the Niners, the Rams. We'll go to a different division. We'll go Rams.
You could convince me. Rams are in my division, fool.
I know. That's why I said different in the division team. That's what I'm saying. A different. Is it just a rivalry? Like
I would put in our division in the NFC West. The one team I would consider going to, and I hate them on principle because they're my brother's team, is the Cardinals.
I figured. I didn't say Cardinals on purpose.
No, on principle, because the division, and we got the brooms out to them again, but on principle, I would refuse to go there because that's my brother's team. Yeah, what about the Oh, wow, I'm so glad the new breed is keeping up with the conversation, Tim.
Yeah.
Lovely to see. No,
He's probably typing it as we were saying it.
Yes, I was going to say he's probably, great minds and all that. I would not ever go to the 49ers. I could not lower my standards any lower than they already are to do that. The Rams, I would consider $750 million to go to LA, but $750 million would get me closer to the desert with the Cardinals. No way, no chance in it. And Tim, I hope you understand. I'm not implying that if you took the money and went to the Cheeseheads that you're not a Lions fan. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying for myself.
Right? Yeah, I
Michael
understand.
Wilson.
I couldn't do it myself to go to the Nine as a 12. But if you felt that was something you could do, I wouldn't judge you for it. I'm just saying I myself couldn't. That's all.
Well, if you take a look, and this is how I'm basing it. I'm basing the money that free agency. So basically, if they're going to pay me a free agent contract to go over, I'm going to be a free agent. All
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because every NFL player, I mean, there may be certain teams they may not go to. I mean, look at Deshaun Watson. Okay, he told Cleveland no. He told Cleveland no. But Cleveland went ahead and gave him that ungodly, fully guaranteed contract. He went there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying,
Mhm.
Tim, and I understand where you're going with that. I'm just saying, based on my moral compass, that's not what I mean, but based on my love of the 12s and my love of Seattle, and I will show you this while I've got it off the shelf.
Yeah.
And I was given that when I was in Seattle from a friend of mine. I couldn't do it in all good conscience and then say I was still a 12.
But
I get where you're coming from, though, but the money, I mean, if they're going to pay you $750 million, take the money and run, son. Get in the dodge and go for it, my child. And that is much better because I can now see my helmets.
And just think, I mean, what it could do for my family, my friends.
Exactly. And and as I said, I understand where you're coming from with that. I truly do. But myself, like where I am with these guys, I couldn't do it. Even though, yes, it would set my mother up for life, my brother, my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I.
But of course, they might go ahead because you didn't set them up and stuff. They might go ahead and bring the lynch mob after you.
Oh, the 12s. I made the mistake of telling the 12s on one of our streams that I was a Niners fan. Oh, you should have heard the shit that came my way. New breed, who's your favourite Seahawks player? K9? Yeah, unfortunately injured at the moment. Looks to be back probably for the Bears game. So keep your fingers crossed. We love Kenny 9 in Seattle, and yes, we have been missing him big time. But yeah, look, I don't judge anyone for Juan Soto, I really wanted him to stay at the Yankees or go to Seattle. I mean, Seattle were never going to pay, the Mariners were never going to pay him. Not surprised the Mets did, though. Thought he would have gone to the Dodgers. But, like you said, Tim, you have to set your family up because, I watch rugby and they play 3-4 years if they're very lucky without injury. And if they haven't set their families up, they've got no income. Well, I mean, they find other things to do, but
back to rookie.
Just don't tell Herman Moore this, okay?
Sorry?
Just don't tell Herman Moore that I said this. Herman Moore, former Lions receiver.
It's recorded. We got records here.
I was going to say we keep receipts, Tim. So be very the stankies.
You mean this is a blackmail video that I'm kind of setting myself up on?
Yeah,
I understand
you
that Herman is
no. You set yourself up when you said you would become a cheesehead. Okay, you gave me plenty to work with, son. I really don't need any more to work with than I would walk away from the Lions to become a cheesehead for that kind of money. Boom. I will remember this.
Honestly, Herman's probably said the same.
Yeah. He
probably.
I mean, look,
probably more.
TJ Lang did that in reverse. So he went from the Packers to the Lions.
Stay there though. He was born in Royal Oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been a Metro Detroit guy.
He's Lions adjacent. He was born in Royal Oak, for goodness sake.
It must have destroyed him to go to Green Bay. I mean, good for him, but like deep down,
right.
Oh well, hang on. Actually, speaking of the cheeseheads, and as a 12, I can't say too much because our general manager, John Schneider, was born and raised in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Mhm.
So, I shouldn't really mock the Cheeseheads as a 12 because our GM's from there.
And
Do I? Yes.
you,
Yes.
you also got to realize too that Green Bay former quarterback wore the number 12.
Yes, but we retired it first, so he would never. He was the only one that could wear it in Lumen because he was wearing a Green Bay. And actually, that ridiculous game last week was the 40th anniversary of the retirement of the 12s jersey. 15th of December 1984, we retired it, and great drone show from what I saw on the TV. That's all I'm saying. Do you think the Bills are the best in the AFC? If not, I'd like to know who is, and it's not Kansas.
Well, that's only because the playoffs haven't started yet.
Right.
Fair. I had Josh Allen in fantasy, and he kept me in fantasy for a very long time, probably a couple of weeks more than he should have. Okay, let me rephrase this question, boys. If you don't think the Bills are the best in the AFC, who is? And if you say Kansas, I'm going to smack you in the head, cheesehead. I mean Tim.
No, I said
No,
I'm
today
not
the Bills are the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, to me,
But
who would you have
football.
who would you have as second though? Okay, we've established the Bills are number one, correct?
Right.
Who's number? Actually, give me a top three.
Man, I mean, you gotta put Kansas in there because I'll tell you, they only lost. Yeah, they only lost one.
I'd have them at
so
three.
I'd have them. I would
You're
have
gonna
them
say
at
Pittsburgh.
2. Yeah,
Pittsburgh and then Kansas City.
Yeah,
exactly. Bills, Steelers.
I don't believe in that Steelers team. I just sadly
right
don't.
because they go ahead and they'll surprise you with a win against somebody good, and then they'll go ahead.
I wanted
and lose.
so much more from Pittsburgh against Philadelphia, and they fell flat on their face.
Right.
I was really.
But why are you surprised by that? Given it was against the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are a bad team too. I don't think the Eagles are a number one dominant team. I expected Pittsburgh to beat Philly by 2 scores, and they just fell on their face.
Ooh,
I hated that game.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but it's like to me, I wasn't surprised with that score.
Philly just ran the ball that Philly on Pittsburgh, won, and Pittsburgh just got ran on. That Pittsburgh defense, I wanted so much more from, and they just looked mediocre. And because they're a mediocre defense, I don't see them doing much in the playoffs. I want that Pittsburgh
Bills
defense.
Chargers sorry to cut you off. Bills Chiefs Chargers.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, actually,
because then the Chargers, it's like there's not anything on that offense. That Chargers offense is Ladd McConkey and nothing else.
Having said that, I do like Ladd McConkey.
Sure.
I do like him.
But he would put him on a team with some guy on a wide receiving core and give him some guys that aren't him, like some dudes that are tall and run outside and get open and anything else on that offense.
Right.
It's Ladd McConkey because there's no one else.
What do you mean?
Who's the number 2 receiver for the LA Chargers? Some guy named Davies. I just watched the game. Who is that guy?
Yeah, I watched the game and had no idea. Yeah,
I have no idea who the rest of that wide receiving core is. I know one wide receiver for the Chargers. It's Ladd McConkey. And when I see that guy looks like he's 5'8", he looks like 185 pounds. I just don't think that guy's going to run a team to a playoff.
Yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah.
I love Hassan Haskins. I love what's going on. Jim Harbaugh. I mean, they're going to get there.
No. The only Harbaugh I like is in Baltimore wearing a raven on his baseball cap.
Oh, you got the wrong Harbaugh. That's okay.
Jim in Michigan was over. No, okay.
Yeah, national champion. That's okay. You're in the wrong world here because Jim won a national champion and defeated Ohio State. He stole Ohio State down the river.
I'll tell you why I like John. Quite simply because John is the name that has gone through 5 generations of males on my family and ends with my nephew currently. And John's
I just agree with New Breed that the Ravens are so close and they just look like frauds. I'm not a Lamar Jackson guy. I don't like the
sorry,
Ravens.
Second favorite QB behind Geno, Lamar. Sorry.
Oh.
Hang on. Hang on. Where is he?
He's a good running back.
Yeah.
When he called Detroit a poverty franchise, he was dead to me.
Oh, that was on. Yeah, no, I can understand your dislike for him there.
Like the whole flock of Ravens died in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I had family in Baltimore I disconnected with.
Should we go ahead and cut the head off that bobblehead?
Yeah, that running back looks great.
Yeah.
That's my Lamar bobblehead from field in I nearly said their field in Detroit. I meant Baltimore, the field.
Had they lost 5 games this year already?
4 Ravens.
Are they 4 losses? I thought it was 5.
4, I think. No, or are they 5? Oh, now you got me thinking here, kid.
I'm looking.
Yeah, I was going to say look it up. I don't actually recall. I thought
5 losses. Yeah.
Oh, it is 5. Yes,
yeah.
New Breed. I would probably say the Bills before the Chiefs will expose them.
Yeah, the Ravens lost
both
to the
of them
Raiders
will, but
and the Browns this year.
Sorry, say again.
The Raiders and the Browns were the 2 big sad losses.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yes.
You can't do that. And
no, how do you lose?
Yeah.
Steelers, Eagles, Chiefs. That's fine. You can lose those games.
Yeah,
Steelers,
they're the ones you expect. But I called those 2. The Raiders game, I definitely called a trap.
But a big Steelers-Ravens game this weekend, 4:30.
Yes, I will be watching that if I'm up in time.
Yeah.
And if I'm not with family. What date is that? That
21st.
Ravens game?
Tomorrow.
21st. No, I should not be dealing with family.
It's a Saturday, 4:30 on Saturday game?
It's a Sunday here.
Oh, yeah. It says it's 2 in the morning. Right. It's already. My bad.
Yeah.
Right.
No, 12:21, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
12:21 is Saturday. It's Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday for you, but remember, I'm ahead.
Of course.
Right.
When I say Sunday, I mean it's because I'm ahead.
Yeah. Okay, my bad. Normally, you see games.
So
ahead.
The Sunday night game. So the Seattle game, the Sunday primetime game was 12:30 Monday here. The Monday just gone here, which was great because it didn't mean I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning. Yay.
So Saturday games you watch on Sunday, our Sunday games you watch on Monday.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. So you even have Tuesday night football.
The toilet flushes the other way, and the cassowary will kill you. Got it.
Oh, and don't forget, and please do not forget, gentlemen, this is my public service announcement to America. The 50,000 bugs, slugs, and snakes and spiders that'll kill you before you leave your front door to go to work in the morning.
Yeah. No, I just learned about cassowaries. That was my big. About Australia recently.
I think the Broncos are a better team than they deserve to be this year, and I'm not saying that as a bitter Russell Wilson fan from Seattle.
Time out though. Is Bo Nix the rookie of the year?
No, possibly.
I think he is.
I think he's up there.
I'm a believer. I'm coming around.
Oh no, I'm coming around too. And after watching him the last couple of weeks, okay,
because I saw his face, and I'm a believer.
You're a believer.
Believer now, huh?
Song lyrics there. No,
oh God.
Yeah, that's an old monkey song.
Yeah, exactly. I was reaching for the old one.
You were reaching for it, and I thought I'd give you a little tap on the butt to get you there, son.
I appreciate it.
If Bo doesn't get it, who's next in line?
Jaden.
Who?
Yeah.
Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders.
Yeah.
It's one of the 2.
Now, do you think the Commanders have a chance of beating Philly?
It ain't Caleb.
Nah, Caleb got the
No.
Heisman, and actually, that helmet there, the next to the Lions helmet, next to the USC Bear, is Caleb's helmet.
Didn't Caleb get the Heisman because Hendon Hooker tore his knee?
I have heard
Yeah.
that. I think
If Hendon Hooker's knee stays, he's the national champion, he's the Heisman winner, and we never hear about Caleb Williams, and he becomes like a top 20 draft pick, and he just isn't anywhere near where he is.
No.
Should he give his entire career and all of his promises solely owed to Hendon
Brock
Hooker's knee?
Bowers. Thank you, Newbreed. Brock Bowers was the one I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, Bowers could win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Bowers. I won't be surprised if Nix wins, but I would be even less surprised if Bowers wins, if that makes sense. I'm not going to be
surprised if a tight end wins Rookie of the Year.
No,
I think I'd be more surprised.
Why does that matter?
Because Sam Laporta didn't get it, and I'm still upset about it.
Yeah, okay.
I agree. I agree there.
And I understand why, as a Lions fan, you'd be upset.
I don't give one an award for anything in forever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what position you play. If you play well enough to be a rookie, you could be the kicker for all I care, and
Fair
you
enough.
get that award.
Yeah.
To me, your position is irrelevant. Oh, not irrelevant. I mean, sure, it plays a part. Yes, I think we all do agree, Newbreed, that Laporta should have got it. What I'm saying is, if it's a tight end, wide receiver, safety, I do not care what your position is. If you've worked hard enough, maintained the consistency for that award, you get it. You don't get it because you're the QB, the tight end.
All
the wide
things being
receiver.
fair, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, same truth. All three of those guys have been very good this year.
Yeah, look, you could flip a coin. For me, you could flip a coin for all three of them and justify the win if one of the three got it. If some rank outsider who you'd never heard of got it, that's when you get pissed. But these three guys, hey?
Your boy Lad McConkey.
Like
Could be Lad McConkey too.
McConkey gets it. You will not see me for a while, gentlemen, because I will launch my tablet, to which I am speaking to you both on now, out the goddamn window and into space.
But also, he is leading a wide receiver core, and he is on a team that has a chance to make a playoff run.
But that's my point.
Right.
Does he deserve it just because of that? Show me some stats to back it, and I might agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. The first three, Bowers, Bo Nix, and the other gentleman whose name escapes me, they've backed it up. And I would say I would be happy if any of those three got him. If you're throwing Lad McConkey in, I'm going to see some stats. You need to, Your Honor.
You're going to call some BS, aren't you?
Well, firstly, as I said, my tablet will go into space. And secondly, Your Honor, you need to, or Mr. Counselor, you need to make your case to me to why this has to happen.
Well, it doesn't have to happen.
No, you know what I mean. Like, if you're throwing McConkey in, prove to me why.
Even today, during the football game, I saw something like for the last 9 games straight, he has at least 50 yards, and he has the longest rookie receiving plus 50 yards in a game consecutive since, and whoever the receiver was, it was a long time ago, and it was a guy that is crazy famous. There aren't rookies that show up and consistently catches.
Hang on. It wasn't the 80 for Seattle, Steve Largent, was it?
I don't think it was.
When you say crazy well-known wide receiver, my brain goes to my favorite.
I don't recall who it
goes to the big eight.
Some type of he hasn't scored a ton, but he's been consistent and he's caught the ball. But it's only because he's on a team without competition. He's the only guy out there.
That's the other thing that drives me batshit nuts about this game. And as a Seattle fan, I throw my hand up and say, we are the worst for it. These players come out of nowhere, and they do brilliantly. But how much better would they be? And I will use Seattle as the example. Josh Allen by a mile.
It's got to be.
Well,
it's got to be Allen.
I don't say by a mile, but I do say you guys Allen. Especially if he keeps playing like he's playing.
You see
if he's today, it's Josh Allen.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Josh Allen. put the house on it, gentlemen, and you'll make a saving.
Yeah.
My question to you is, and I'll use Seattle as the example. You have these players like your JSN or your Puka Nakuas who play brilliantly. I had Puka because I needed a player on fantasy last year, and I had no idea who he was, but liked the name and picked him. Come out, and then they had 1 or 2 good years. JSN this year, yes. Then they die off. Why are these type of players getting the awards? Why isn't it somebody more consistent? Does that make sense? I'm not sure that made sense, what I was asking. But
yeah, what do you mean by die off, though? Because when you started introducing this, I thought of Amon-Ra, 4th-round pick, funny name, became really famous, and has continued, and is now...
No, I'm not thinking of him, but you have these players that seem to explode out of nowhere. You've never heard of them. They're 5th, 6th, 7th-round picks in the draft.
That was Amon-Ra.
Yeah, well, okay, let's use Amon-Ra there. The difference between what I'm asking is Amon-Ra, aside from being one of my father's favourite Egyptian sun gods,
of course,
is consistently good. But you get these other players that spring out of nowhere, have a few good games, and you think, oh my God, this guy is brilliant.
Kind of like a one-hit wonder,
I question
exactly.
If
but
some
they're the
players
ones
struggle with surviving success.
Okay. But
what
I'm saying is these guys win all the awards, do brilliantly for the first year.
Quickly, right? Success. Now you got to survive it.
Yeah, but then they just do it again and again and again, and they don't.
Right. That's coaching, culture, and development from
But why do we
put
so much? Yeah, agreed, 100%. But why do we think because they've just had 6 months, 1 year out of a 4-year contract, 5-year contract, where they're brilliant, and then they don't sustain that because they're not used to it or they've come straight from school or whatever.
Sure.
Then you cut them.
You could use even a Daniel Jones because he had that year, got that contract, and then he ended up, after he got that contract, he really hasn't done much.
Well, that's the thing. Why give them the bag based on 1 year? For me, I want consistency. I'm happy to give him the bag, but I'm not saying don't.
We will, and capitalism.
Yeah, that's it. But
it's on
I
you.
Want to return on my investment. If I'm giving you $50 million,
but that's on you. If you want that dude to be better, it's on you to make sure he stays good and is better.
Okay,
get better
but
coaches, get better development.
That's who I was thinking of. But okay, I put my time and effort in.
Yeah.
I give him. I build the team. Russell used to bitch that we couldn't build a team around him. Well, take a pay cut, you idiot.
Fair enough.
Right.
But okay, we build the team around you. We give you what you need, or what you think you need. Perhaps is the better thing. And.
But again,
3 years later,
who's the
you're
you?
not.
Or is you the player, or is you the coach, GM, organizational staff?
But if if I'm the coach and Tim's the player, I'm just using you, Tim, as an example.
Of course.
And I give Tim $120 million for 5 years. I'm underpaying him by a mile, but he's a rook.
I've got it.
Be grateful for what you get, sunshine, because I'll cut.
For this fun hypothetical, I own the team, by the way.
Fair enough. And I'm the GM saying I want Timothy.
Cool.
We grab him in the draft.
Got it.
He's coming to Seattle. Take off the Lions cap sign. Take off the Lions cap
sign.
Not gonna happen.
Right, this is a Maniac cap.
Oh no, that's a Maniac one. We're good. And we promise you the bonuses. All of that.
Market price.
Market price at least.
Good deal. Okay.
Starting on a rook. Okay, John Schneider here, starting on a rookie contract, give him 3 years. Bonuses. Let's give him 2 years. Bonuses after 2. No, okay. No, hang on. We need to keep Charbonnet and JSN. Okay, listen, 3 years. Bonuses after 4. Vet minimum after 5. Boom, done. Contract signed. Welcome to the team, Tim. First few games, he's not bad. He's no Geno Smith, but, we didn't expect him to be. He's learning. Tim breaks his leg. Oh, poor Tim. No, we'll put you on my ass.
Oh, Tim.
Well, I was going to say Gino kneecapped you because he didn't like you. Okay.
Can't play through it, Tim? What's the deal?
Yeah, come on, Tim. Come on. Man up. Let's go.
You know, the meds. Give me those meds and I will.
I was going to say the magic needles. We don't tell anyone about, Tim.
Oh, I'm sending my players out for stem cells, wherever that is in the Caribbean.
Hey, listen, my godfather is alive because of Tim. But okay, so Tim comes back from the potentially career-ending injury. Oh my God, it's a miracle. Jesus walks on water at Lumen. Oh no, it's only Tim. That's cool. Tim falls off the cliff because of the injury. He's not 100%. He will never be 100%. Okay, we promised him all of this. When do I cut him? Should I keep him for the 4 years? Me too, but I'm going to bench you. I'm going to drop kick you to the practice squad, son. You might get a few games when Gino's injured, but Gino plays through it.
Aren't there medical terms in these contracts, though? Like, if he's not playing, he's only getting a portion of his money anyway, and we got money and room to re-sign who we need to move forward.
But basically, what I'm saying is...
Back to your original concept question, though.
Tim promised all of this glory, bust his leg. Oh, okay, Gino took... Let's call it what it is. Gino took to him with the baseball bat because he was a lion.
Let's skip the whole injury. Let's just say he showed up and he sucks. Why even have an injury?
So it's Tim. Oh, never mind.
He's a maniac. He's throwing it all over the place.
Look,
Tim,
we like
the problem
him,
with Tim is he throws it too hard. Tim just throws through the receiver.
Tim sees ghosts more than Gino, and we all know Gino thinks he's in a haunted mansion all year round. No, Tim breaks his leg after kicking himself in the backside after missing the winning field goal for the Super Bowl. Get it right, Nick.
Without dragging this out too long, I think the simple truth is that if you tell me that he's the right guy and he shows up and he's not the right guy, either because he's not getting better or because you're not making him better, it tells me that you're not the right guy. And we got to fix the coaching, and we got to get rid of, whoever it is, to get the right people in place to make sure that the team is supported and developing. Because if the players that, or just selecting better players, it's either it wasn't the right Tim, or it wasn't the right Tim coach.
So it's what you're saying is it's a combination of what, like it's not just all on Tim to be as brilliant as what we think he should be.
Didn't believe this. I'm making this argument from a very today perspective. I didn't have this opinion 5 years ago with the NFL because I watched the Lions for 30 years and I never saw success. I never saw development. I saw one team in Green Bay draft Hall of Fame quarterbacks and they just played well. And I saw my team lose football games. And all of a sudden I see coaching and I see development and I see mid-round draft picks become Pro Bowl players. And I'm seeing free agents from across the league talk about how difficult they would fight to become part of the line. Like Rob, wild side tangent here. Gronkowski almost became a Lion, was told he was being traded from New England to Detroit, and he rejected it because he didn't want to play for Matt Patricia, his former coach in New England, and he didn't want to be a Detroit Lion. And instead he ended up in Tampa Bay and he won one more Super Bowl. But just this week he was interviewed again and he talked about how much he wished he could go back, still be fit, and go play for Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. And that's such a wild 180 flip from where he was.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only because of the development and the coaching and the culture and what is going on inside the building in Detroit. And it's thanks to Dan. And if you have the right guy and the right guys underneath him and they are doing it the right way, it just works. And you don't have to worry about guys not developing because they will die trying to develop better. When Ben Johnson was asked why he didn't want to be a head coach yet, he said he didn't want to leave Dan because he didn't want to disappoint him. That's ridiculous for your offensive coordinator to stay because he doesn't want to disappoint Dan. Not because he's guilted, just because he loves him so much. Like there is so much going on in Detroit with this coaching staff that is remarkable and amazing. And like the reason that I'm not totally fearful that the team's going to fall apart is because this coaching staff is just pushing the ball up the boulder. Like whatever they want to do, they're getting it done. And who am I to tell them they can't do? I've watched this team fail my whole life. This isn't the same team. And if you have the right guys, it just works. And I didn't know that until I had the right guys.
That makes sense. But how do you, I guess my question to you then, and that Well,
How do you find Dan Campbell?
well,
That's the
how do you know?
$65 million question.
Yeah, and do you think Dan would mind if we took some DNA and cloned him for Seattle as much as I love Mike?
Right.
Asking for a friend. No, but how
Yeah.
do you know? Like,
No,
I've
you
watched
don't.
the draft the last few years, stayed up 4 days straight to do it, all of that. How
That's
do
such
you
a good
know
time.
when you hit? I understand the scouting process and all of that, but
Mhm.
how do you know as a team
Yeah.
that you've hit the right, or Tim's the right guy for this team? Is it you go on a gut feeling? I mean, obviously the scouts
Well, this
talk
is-
to people and listen. Like, how do you know? Because that's
This
one
is
thing that.
I don't think you ever know, and I think this is the Brad Holmes question, and he talks about he has a self-guarded list of intangibles that he believes
Mhm.
in as far as
Right.
character and personality, and he has his own. He was started as a used car salesman. He has his own technique to dig into people and figure out what he likes, and it seems like
Right.
whatever he's doing is killing it.
It's working.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, 100% working.
I do
Yeah.
believe that there is, there's no insurance, there's no guarantees. It's injuries, it's surviving success is a real thing. I said that
Oh
earlier,
yeah,
but
100%.
that's genuine.
As a psychologist, it's a 110% thing. Yeah,
So,
100%.
whatever Brad's doing, I believe in that too. And
Well, whatever he's doing is working. I mean, look
yeah,
at. Do you think that you guys can go all the way, even with your 23rd backup quarterback or whatever it is? Are you
this
hoping
team,
to?
like, why not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Why the hell? Why not
I mean,
us, as Rush used
right.
to say? Why
It
not?
would be, it's going to be a fun ride regardless.
Mhm. And they bring in people that works with the chemistry too.
And this team is so young; it's going to be good for a handful of years regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't make it this year, which as a 12, I hope you do, because I really don't want the Chiefs in again.
Yeah, we gotta stop that regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please stop them.
It's getting
on
crazy.
On behalf of every 12, so we don't have to put up with Taylor Swift again. Do you really think you can? I'm not sure. I don't doubt that you have the ability to, but with your injuries.
Right. No, of course. It would be a lot easier if we had a healthy roster. Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, the question is it
Seahawks would have
impossible?
won. Listen, Seahawks would have won the division at the beginning of the year. Can I just say, if there wasn't that pesky injury thing?
In their career, the Packers have figured it out 4 times, and they're a bunch of idiots.
Right.
We can do it.
And they did it one time with like 11 people injured. I know we got twice that, but still, it's
More than
good teams find a way.
What I was about to say,
and that's where I mean that's what.
No, I wouldn't put money on it. If you ask me if it's the lines or the field, I'm taking the field. I'm not like.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Right. No, it's not. There's not confidence in the success of this team with its current construction, but yet
you're not.
I felt this way when Aiden. I felt this way when Aiden broke his leg in week 3 or week 4, and then we won 12 or 11 games in a row.
So what do you put down to where you were this time last year to now? Like
starting.
I mean, it's
getting
the $1
ready
million
to start
question.
We were so good at the end of last year.
Right, we were, and
what
we had in the middle. We had a little bit of problems, but
I had no faith in my defense last year either, though. So I guess it felt pretty similar.
But look at most of these players.
The more I think about it,
most of these players that are injured are on the defense.
It's really the same team as last year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Just looking at where you are now,
right,
compared to last year, it's not exactly the same, obviously, but to me, looking from the outside, it's similar.
And there's actually the belief. I mean, we've been through it. We were 3 points. 3 points.
Oh my God.
From the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, and that's gonna sting. I mean,
honestly, it was my first NFC Championship game in my adult life. It sucks losing, and even being 17 up at halftime sucks losing. But that was so much fun. I don't look down upon that entire that was. I very much genuinely.
So, do you consider? Sorry to cut you off.
No
worries. Do you consider this year or last year more successful in what you've achieved, or do you
I
want to
think
wait?
this year is already more successful. We have the same record as we had last year. We have 3 games remaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We win one of those, and we have the
We
most
did it
wins we ever had.
last year. We did it on mostly surprise,
Mhm.
and it was our introduction to the league. This year we did it with expectation, where we
Mhm.
were the hunted rather than the hunter. We are the current division standing. We had a number 1 ranked schedule. We had like all of the
Mhm.
things were stacked against us. We led the league in IARD players, and we have the tied for the best record. Like that is
That's
wildly
impressive. Like,
impressive.
even hearing you say that, how impressive does it sound to hear you say that?
This is
I mean,
my football team. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And I'm not
Yeah,
talking about like
not
Madden.
mine, but
I'm not talking about yeah.
Sorry, that was bitchy and uncalled for, but you know, it's me, so deal with it, boys.
But it's
Um,
but as a Lions fan, like this
yeah,
isn't
it's got to be
normal.
sweet as a Lions
It's
fan.
different. It's
but
it's a different thing.
it's something we're getting used to because I think it's going to be normal.
It is.
You
It's
know,
becoming more
that's
normal.
the thing. It's it's just we're not. I mean, we're not the same old lines at all. There's been
Dan Dan's
like
gonna
you
coach
said.
this team for another decade plus,
Mhm.
and he's gonna finish with a plus 60% winning record. Worst case.
Oh,
Mhm.
And like with that run, this team is not going to be what like kids today are growing up with Lions jerseys on. I didn't see that as a kid.
No.
Like it's a different thing foundationally in the neighborhoods around Ford Field.
Mhm.
There are Lions fans across the country that didn't exist 3 years ago.
Oh, true.
Oh,
A hell of
100%.
a
There's
lot more.
12 that didn't.
And
Yeah.
if Dan finds a way to keep the success going, and it looks like they're just going to keep
Looks
getting
like he
better.
has, or he's found
So
something sweet there in the pot.
and meanwhile, apart from maybe a young Green Bay team, and who knows what happens in Minnesota, there's not like Seattle's getting, but there's not like strong NFC teams right now. So it's
Mhm.
like
No,
lining
it's
up
not.
well. So it's I'm excited. Everything can happen.
Yeah.
Any possibility can people.
But
can
I tell
die.
you what, you said it's not Seattle in the NFC. Be careful,
One
gentlemen.
day.
We've got to be. I'm giving it 3 to 5 years, gentlemen, but watch your backs.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
there's
Mhm.
always something coming.
We've got some very good foundational pieces, not nearly to your standards, and I don't pretend to be that, but with our new coach. Although I do want to hear the end of the fire Ryan Grubb nonsense, please and thank you, and the cut DK Metcalf. And look, this is not a therapy session for me, boys, so I won't go there. This is a Lions.
I think DK's cousins just became Wolverines.
I do believe someone tagged me in that. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
do
saw that
believe
like
that's
earlier.
true. But yes,
He'll be around.
I'm not looking forward to the Vikings game, but I kind of am because I do like Kevin O'Connell. Oh wow, did I say that too loud? He is rather cute. But yeah. All right, boys, I've just realised it's 7:15 here and I need to finish putting the shelves back together behind me and go and have some dinner.
All right,
but it's always great to talk to Lions fans because you are, I was going to say intelligent, but it's against my religion to lie. Never mind.
Well played.
But
hey, wait, what?
Thank you, Tim. You've just caught up to what I said 2 minutes ago.
No, I caught it right away, but it's like.
But it just took a couple of
I wasn't just going to let you just go without giving you.
Yeah, he was gonna be like, should I? You know what? Yeah, I bloody should. This is my channel, and I'm going to completely
he likes
understand.
having guests. No worries.
Yeah.
No, it's good. And have a wonderful Christmas holiday, whatever it is you celebrate, gents.
As well.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at church from tomorrow till Wednesday with various things in our church. But
say one for Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. Please.
Excuse me, I'm saying one for Gino, DK, and
I'll sneak him
K9.
in.
So I
Cool,
will let
sneak him in.
you.
Didn't you say Montgomery was one of the guys you really
That's
like?
why I'm cashing that in.
Listen,
Yeah,
I will put David at the end of a very long list of Seahawks that I
Good
want to
enough.
get well for this game,
Good
but
enough.
I will light a candle for him.
Fair enough.
I might burn down the
Appreciate
church lighting candles for the Seahawks, but I will make sure I will light one for David. But yeah, have
Start
a
a
great.
fire! Don't just light a start a whole fire. Let's get
Hey, listen.
Montgomery back.
The amount
You know,
the amount
I
of
mean, if you're
sins
gonna do it right, you know, if you're gonna do it right,
Hey, listen, I
burn
already
that
have to
house
go
down.
to I already have to go to confession for talking to you, Tim. So, you know, I'm going to burn the goddamn church down.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, okay.
But no, have a wonderful Christmas. And
As well.
yep,
Yeah.
hopefully our teams will do well. Well,
Amen.
yours probably better than mine. But yeah,
God willing.
all right.
Yeah.
Take
God
care,
willing,
guys.
definitely.
Talk soon.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was. Oh boy. But yeah, I have not lost hope yet. Obviously.
Yeah, me neither. It's less. I've
Yeah.
less hope.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost some hope, but you know, I'm hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if we, you know, God willing, whatever, lose this game against Chicago, then it's all over.
Right.
Like, we can't lose this game.
Yeah. But yeah, Chicago.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, they're.
It's wild that we're 12-2 and we're going into a fourth place Chicago team, and this feels like a must-win game.
Right, that's true, and
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and with Chicago's record and the way Chicago plays us,
Right.
you know,
No head coach, rookie
right.
quarterback, lost 9 games in a row, dying out there in the last few games, looking like they don't
step up to try to beat us.
I know.
I
feel it.
I mean, it's just like it's just like where Dallas stepped up to beat Washington. You know,
It's this situation is me in golfing. If you're a very good golfer, I will man up and I will play very well. But if you're a terrible golfer and I show up, I'm gonna hit it in the woods all day. I'm just gonna play down to your level. I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna shank one, and that's I think what the Lions are gonna hopefully not knocking on wood here. But what we could do and embarrass myself against everything I've already said today. But yeah.
But I don't know. I think what happened against the Bills is going to help us.
Sure.
Against Chicago.
The moldy bread line. That's so good.
Yeah.
The Dan Campbell fillets and moldy bread.
Yeah.
Oh man. That was so good.
Yeah. Oh man.
But did you? This is probably dig deep. You probably missed this. Cole Kmet, the Bears tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He's being interviewed post game last week.
Yeah.
I think he grew up like in the area, or at least as a Bears fan. So this is a kid, Bears fan, adult Bears tight end starting. Like you can imagine the dream that this guy is living, the passion, and sure, not for the team, but as a kid growing up cheering for a team and then get to play for that team, and then that team loses all the time. And you're the guy answering the questions. And there's this moment where he's asked very particularly if he's learned anything through this experience of getting his face in the dog shit every week, like getting beaten down. Have you learned anything? Poor Cole Kmet. You grew up as a Bears fan. You're in your locker. You're sweaty from this game. And it's like a beautiful moment. And he thinks about it and he ponders and he digs deep and he comes back with this like decent paragraph where he explains that what he's learned is he needs to focus on himself and not try to make the guys around him do their job better, because that fails to make his own attention to his own job as strong as it should be. And really, he needs to do what he's supposed to do. And if the guys around him aren't doing what they're supposed to, oh, well, I guess. That's the most miserable answer to that question. Like, that's something I would say at like my last job I quit because I didn't want to work there anymore. Not the guy growing up as a Bears. You know what I mean? Like that whole, the duality of that thing it just drives, that pushed me up to I can't wait to play them now because I realize that team is dead. They have no coach. The
Mhm.
quarterback's a rookie and he's dying out there. They're playing
Mhm.
offense is not competent. However, if you look at the stats against Minnesota,
Mhm.
Minnesota beat them soundly, but
Mhm.
on average 4.6 yards per play versus 4.5 yards per play. The Bears moved the ball. They just didn't score any points
Mhm.
in high level situations when it mattered. Third
Right.
down, they got smoked. Goal line situations, red zone situations, bad plays and turnovers. Like that's you won't win football games when it
Right.
matters, and that's what the Lions have been so good at this year.
Mhm.
We gave up yards on defense, but red zone situations, bend don't break. I'm very confident
Mhm.
we're gonna play around with the Bears again, like we did the first half last time.
Right.
And I think we'll just keep them there this time, and it'll be a comfortable game. And I hate to sound confident, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I want to see us do to the Bears what we did to Dallas.
We haven't lost 2 games in a row under
No.
Dan Campbell.
Oh no, we haven't, and we haven't lost uh, um, a road game this year.
I'm not starting now.
No, we're not
This would be
starting.
such a tough loss to take.
Oh, it would be.
Oh,
Oh God.
this loss would be
Oh,
brutal.
it would be brutal. Yeah.
From all the Packers and Viking fans, everybody would be
I
shitting
know.
on us.
I know that. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. We cannot lose this game. We cannot. You
Have to.
know.
Oh my God.
I mean the Bears. We already broke the Thanksgiving Day curse with the Bears.
hmm
We broke that. You know. If we win when we win this game, all right, when we win it, when we beat the Bears, then we'll have won all in the NFC North so far, except for Minnesota at the last game where we just got beat Minnesota and bitch left.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean I hope to God we I I want to so badly just knock Caleb Williams on his ass so much. Ugh! You know, shoot.
And about half as
Uh,
much as Zadarius Smith does.
yeah. Oh man. God, I wish Aiden Hudson was there. Oh man.
Man.
Oh gosh.
If you are drafting for this team first round next year, what position are you targeting?
Shoot. I actually want to get somebody to go alongside Aiden Hudson. And I want to get a real good pass rusher.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we get Smith for one more season, right?
Right. Yeah.
And we'll see whatever happens with Davenport
Mm-hmm.
and more Josh Pascal. And am I forgetting any? I mean, any of these new, like Al-Qadim Muhammad doesn't count,
Yeah.
I guess.
No.
Probably.
I know.
I think that's high on the list.
Yep. And of course they're still with that secondary. I mean that's another high. I mean they're
Now,
definitely.
concerns at defensive tackle with
Mhm,
an old DJ Reader and
mhm,
Broderick Martin, who's not developing as fast as I want him to.
right.
And now who knows what you get back from Aleem McNeil? And are you really going to re-sign Levi? So I wonder, like, what you do at defensive tackle.
Mm.
Could that work too? I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
could.
a position
Yeah.
group I would ignore, at least.
No.
And then
Right.
hilariously, same thing. It's also offensive line. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know that we have 2 tackles
Mm-hmm.
in the future, not our current tackles, but like it's Sorsdal and Manu.
Right.
I'm tired of
Yeah,
watching
because you.
Dan Skipper be my swing tackle. I could,
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't mind a swing tackle that could play. That's a rookie. Like if you told me that Manu is about to be the swing tackle and about to replace Skipper, I would feel a lot better about this situation. But I
Right.
don't see that happening. I
No.
see Manu wearing a T-shirt, hanging out. He looks like he's closer to being Rory than he does being on the field. And so I'm worried about like offensive
Yeah.
tackle.
Oh yeah.
Eventually, quickly, we're gonna
Ragnar's
have
gonna
to
be. Yeah.
exactly Frank's next, and
Uh-huh.
the oldest position on the field is both guards. So
Uh-huh.
what are we doing? So Graham's gonna you're not replacing Graham and Zeitler with Graham and Zeitler next year. We
No.
need new starting, but you could tell me Mahogany starts. I'd be okay with that. You tell me there's somebody on the team already. I know they like Nitain Mutai, who was going to play a
Uh-huh.
lot this year, but he got hurt in preseason. He's coming
Right.
back, so maybe but like I feel like defensive line, offensive line, pretty much any position
Oh
is what
yeah.
I need in the first round.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Best
Yep.
best big man available is who I'm
Uh-huh.
drafting at 32.
You know, I like that 32. Yeah,
Yeah, snuck it in.
yeah, that sounds good. I want to draft at 32. I definitely
Yeah,
want to draft. Yeah.
but I
Mhm.
need the best big man,
Yep. Oh yeah. Hmm.
unless he's a
And
pass catcher. I could
yeah.
take a pass catcher. If he's a big, tall pass catcher, I could do that too.
Oh
Like a
yeah,
Tim
yeah.
Patrick replacement, I could do that too.
Oh yeah. Man, talking about somebody that really shined for us, Tim Patrick.
Oh, God,
Oh
that turned out
wow.
well.
Yeah, I did.
Like the first, because that was the one Brad Holmes knock was if you looked at his free agent wide receiver moves,
Hmm.
they weren't great.
No.
Rashad Perriman and Tyrell Williams and the Mims from the
Mm.
Jets
Oh
and
yeah.
Trinity Benson from the Broncos. Like it's just
Right.
one after another of failed vet free agent wide receiver pickups. And here
Right.
trots in Tim Patrick. It felt like much the same guy coming off of 2 years of injuries, dead on arrival, hasn't really played much,
Hmm.
hoping to still be able to sling it with the boys. I was thinking I've seen this before. I don't
Hmm.
need to get too excited about this one. And here he is, week 10,
Yeah.
week 15. He rediscovered how to play football. It's fantastic. Way to go, Tim Patrick.
We, and that just kind of reminded me of when Sheila Hemp was telling Brad, when you gonna in his first year, when are you gonna draft a wide receiver? Remember
Right.
that in the draft? He was
Yeah.
like, and he kept on pointing, well, these guys are still left. Don't worry, just hold on. Who did we
Amon
get?
Ra.
St. Brown, you know?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah, that speed, yeah. Uh, and do you think Williams? Uh, do you think he's going to be even better next year?
How old will Jameson be when he reaches his peak?
Uh,
26?
yeah.
25? He's 23.
Hmm. Well, I want him to still be a lion when he reaches his peak.
Sure, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
if your question is will he be better next year? Absolutely.
Hmm.
I think he'll be best in 2027.
Okay.
Like that's the path. I think he's still so young. He's
Hmm.
one of the wildly young guys on the team, and
Hmm.
you see it in his personality and his character. And say we don't win a Super Bowl this year,
Hmm.
he will be better because of it.
Right.
Whatever, like he needs to eat some moldy bread. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of giving us moldy bread,
It's so
I
like he
unfortunately he
does.
had given us moldy. I mean,
He's
he's done good, a lot better this year as far as for
better
the
and worse, but
yeah.
he's made kid mistakes.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, driving around Detroit at night, 2, 3 in the morning, at 23 years old with a gun under your seat.
Right.
It's not strong moves. That's
No.
not, if you're a Detroit Lion wide receiver in the middle of the season, that doesn't sound like a fantastic set of decisions that you've
Right.
made here for yourself. You tell me that it's you and your brother, and you're driving around at night, and you guys both have guns in your car. I'm not excited about the
No.
success of this situation. However, the same week you see him out at a charity event giving turkeys to families in need of food for Thanksgiving. And he's there in a whole crowd of people, and there's a giant smile on his face, and he's enriching his community, and
Hmm.
that's our community, and that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
he's playing both sides. And I was a kid. I enjoyed myself. I made decisions that I shouldn't have made. But I
Hmm.
wasn't a Lions wide receiver at the time, and if/when I got in trouble, I wasn't lambasted all over nationwide news.
Right.
So, different strokes for different folks. So I need him to be better because there's more pressure to be better, and that's just sorry,
Now,
JMO. Take the money, be better.
Yep. Now, one thing that I think is so hypocritical about the way we judge our athletes is if you look at the politicians, half the shit they get away with.
It's more than half.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, but they expect and they're I mean the politicians, their money, they're in the public eye and all that stuff, and a lot are a lot older than what your athletes are.
But
But
we
we expect.
sadly treat our athletes like heroes,
Hmm.
and instead we treat our politicians like criminals.
Hmm.
And it's not the same audience. It's not the
No.
same. It should be. We should treat our politicians like heroes. The world would be a better place for it. But sorry.
Yep. But if our politicians would be heroes, some of
Yeah.
them, some of them, they make their own bad. You know what I mean?
I think there's good
Yeah.
people in politics,
Oh,
but
oh yeah.
sadly
That's
not
why I
enough.
said some. You
Yeah,
know.
it's sadly not enough. Well,
Mhm.
here we are.
Yep. But yeah, I agree with you on the biggest biggest offensive or defensive line guy.
Pick at 32.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Pick at 32. Yep.
Big man at 32.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the whole tagline. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Unless we trade up into the draft, but you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm keeping that pick though.
Yeah. Hmm.
We'll use other picks to trade up.
Yeah. Now, how will you feel if Stafford ends up? I mean, there's been rumors, not from him or anything, but if Stafford went to the Vikings.
I won't. I don't like it.
I
I don't
hate
like
it.
it. I don't like it for a couple of reasons. I don't like it for JJ McCarthy.
Right.
But then if you told me that Stafford to the Vikings means JJ McCarthy goes somewhere else, and Stafford only has a couple of years left,
Mhm.
and JJ McCarthy he's so young. He could have a
Mhm.
12, 15-year career.
Right.
I'd rather have Stafford in Minnesota for 2 years than JJ McCarthy in Minnesota for 15. So, okay. Like I like that.
Mhm.
If you told me it's both, if I got to watch Matt Stafford in Minnesota and then I got to watch JJ McCarthy in Minnesota for like that sucks. I'm not interested in watching that at all. So, if I can make some
Mhm.
arrangements, I could find my way into a situation because I feel like Matt Stafford still got it, but he ain't
Mhm.
got it for that much longer.
Right.
I mean, if he plays 4 more years, I think that's too much.
Right.
I
I
think he
agree.
could, but he's a few sacks away from having some problems.
Yeah. But just going to our rival, it's
I don't think Minnesota's like I hate Minnesota, but I don't
yeah.
even think they're a rival.
Right.
Green Bay's the rival. It's FTP.
Hmm. All day and then the next day after that.
Like if he had to pick
Yeah.
a purple or green, he's going purple all day.
Hmm. And is that where Aaron Rodgers will go next?
Yeah, I think so. I've already seen this show.
Yeah, I know. With Brett Favre.
It's the same. It's the same.
I know. Oh, jeez. Although I don't think Minnesota's dumb enough to take Aaron Rodgers. I think he's done. I think Aaron
I
Rodgers is
also think
done.
he's done.
You know.
Yeah, that's what a terrible way that.
Yeah.
Feel
I
bad
know.
for Patriots.
I know. I would not mind him coming back because we were pretty good at intercepting his passes at the end.
I mean, Kirby Joseph.
Yeah. Yep.
Kirby.
Hmm. Oh boy. And how would you rate golf this year? Overall.
Oh, well, I mean, earlier we had the conversation of where
Mhm.
the MVP is, and I think
Mhm.
you were trying to fish for golf on that. I think he's right there. I think
Mhm.
he's a top 5 to 10 player in the MVP vote race right now,
Mhm.
and that's insane. From where he
Yeah.
was to where he is to where he's been and where he's going, the trajectory and revitalization of his career, it's remarkable.
Yeah.
I was a Goff's a Bridge quarterback guy. I did not anticipate my enthusiasm for Jared Goff to be anywhere near where it is today.
Right.
the moment he signed that contract extension, I was okay, but not
Mhm.
used. And now I am very grateful that
Mhm.
that he will be, if we don't win, an overpaid quarterback. And
Mm.
well, you got to play the game to see if you win. So pay
Right.
the contract. But it kind of goes back to, was it Megan's conversation about developing players, and you gave
Mhm.
the contract. That's it. So we gave Goff the money.
Mhm.
Goff is very connected to winning here.
Yep.
It won't be a lack of effort.
Right. And what I like is after that first year with Goff, I mean Ben Johnson and him just worked good together to build that team around him on what he needed.
Well, he already
Of
had.
course it's it.
That's Matt Patricia and Bob
Mm-hmm.
Quinn drafting offensive linemen.
Yep.
He showed up to a good offensive, not a great, but a good offensive line.
Right.
Dan Campbell selecting Panay in the first round. And all
Yep.
of a sudden, that's a great offensive line. And you
Mm-hmm.
have a team that wants to run play action. And you have
Yep.
a quarterback who wants to run play action. And you have a young offensive coordinator who's learning how to be an offensive coordinator. And he thinks, okay, let's run play action. And
Mm-hmm.
it worked.
Yeah.
No shit. So here we are. We're still running play action on our offense, and when we run the ball early against teams, we are
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Oh yeah.
When we start incomplete, gain of 0 against the Bills and punt the first drive,
Mm-hmm.
and then we run 15 times the rest of the game total, that's not going to cut it.
No.
Like I don't want to see Goff throw 60 passes. But I get that we scored. He had 500 yards, five touchdowns, 400. It was a
Mm.
great game performance by Goff, but it's not how this team is built.
No. You're
And
right.
when it doesn't run the ball well, we can still score 42 points. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why Goff is in the 5 to 10 race to the MVP. He shouldn't.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be successful, but we scored 42 points against the Bills. So it's like, okay, whatever. Let's see it.
Mm-hmm.
We built this team to be a play action offense.
Yeah, we did.
All of a sudden, we got everything we need to do anything else we want to. JMO can run
Mm-hmm.
deep. Amon-Ra can run the middle. Laporta's coming back. Laporta
Mm-hmm.
hasn't been great, but I do think he's coming back.
Right.
Now without Montgomery, though. No Montgomery
Okay.
against Chicago sucks.
No.
That's
You're right.
like we've had this whole conversation about Chicago. We didn't mention not having Montgomery there
Mm-hmm.
in a goal line situation. Gibbs not getting over the goal line and Montgomery would fall into the end zone. That's such a bummer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is that going to be Craig Reynolds or Sion Vaki falling into the end zone?
Or Dan Skipper.
Oh, right.
Or Brene Sue.
How many snaps do you think? How many runs do you think Sion Vaki gets? 3,
Yeah.
5? Could he get 5? I don't think he gets 5. They could give him 2, 3 carries. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think you give 3 carries to Vaki, 5 carries to Craig Reynolds,
Mm-hmm.
and 15 carries to Gibbs, and you just
Yep.
run 25, 50, 25, 30 there. And I think that's how you spread it out.
Yep.
If you get a huge lead and you want to give some Craig Reynolds and some Vaki action late in the game, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like
Mm-hmm.
in your game plan to win. I don't think
Right.
you give it to Vaki, and I think you just lean on Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
got to win this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got to.
Even if I want to see Vaki, I like that kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Gibbs just needs to
Knock it
take
hurt.
just
Make it hurt.
yep. I mean the training wheels are off now.
But
You
that's
know.
like I want him to be full juice, give it
Mhm.
everything. Also, be safe and don't get hurt. And you can't.
Yeah, definitely. We can't get Sonic
You
hurt. I mean, Knuckles is already
yeah.
hurt. No, we can't. No, yeah, he can't get hurt.
I wish I
Oh,
could go back in time earlier when Megan asked how I felt about the team, and
mhm.
I would have asked, "Wait, are we done with injuries? This team?"
Oh gosh.
Because every time I make that consideration, like the team loses 5 more guys. I'm
Yeah,
tired of playing this game.
I'm too.
So
I'm too.
that was the right answer. I fucked
Yeah.
that.
I mean, these injuries. Oh man. It's like, oh man.
Next time you
We're
see her, tell her that.
I will. Yeah. Oh man. Oh
It's getting pretty late. You want to call it a night?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is getting pretty late. Yep. But yeah. All right. Well, hopefully in a couple of days we're celebrating another Lions victory. But yeah. All right. Yeah, we're gonna call it a night. Sounds good.
We wrap this up.
Yep. All right. Any last words?
I was just gonna say, how do we wrap this up?
Oh, okay. You can always sing the Lions fight song.
I could.
Yeah.
How else could we wrap?
Oh, you don't want to, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Give me a score prediction.
Score
on this game.
prediction. How badly did the Vikings beat them last week? What was that score? Was that like 37-13, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 30-13, something. Maybe like it'll be in there. It'll be like 35-17 will be my score prediction.
I'm going to give 45-7.
I'm gonna go 38. I'm gonna give Bates a late field. 38-17.
Yeah.
Beat him by
I'm
20.
saying I'm saying 45-7. And
45 sounds better.
Yeah.
If we scored 45 points without Montgomery in Chicago, that'd be so fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one of the reasons I go high is that when we used to do the Detroit Lions on Pro, whenever I'd go ahead and just off the cuff say a high score like that, they wouldn't always win by that score, but they would usually win.
Amen. Good
Yeah.
enough for me.
Yeah.
Keep doing it then.
All right.
Adios.
Yeah. Adios and have a great one.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
All right. Yep. Thank you. And this is Maniac Sports signing off. Okay.